What's up, everybody on YouTube? How's everybody doing? I'm doing just fine. Doing awesome, actually. Today, welcome back to another tutorial video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this simple, awesome, modern home. So you might be thinking to yourself, Blondskunk, this is a very small build. What am I going to get out of it? Well, you're going to get out of it a very great beginner's tutorial into the modern style. Usually people get overwhelmed with the modern style. I was getting overwhelmed with the modern style, and I didn't know where to start with it. I didn't know what to do, but start small. Always start small. It is a great way to learn a style. Start small and then get bigger and progress and just learn from a smaller build. This is great. I think it's one of the best modern houses I've done. Even better than the one that I did a few weeks ago. That was a little bit bigger. And the reason why I think this is better is because it utilizes the same concept. It utilizes shape. It utilizes all the different things within the modern style, and it just works out great. Plus, it's not using as much material, so it's great for survival as a starter house. It's fantastic. So, if you're just getting into the modern style, it works really well. So let's get right into looking at the house itself. So we're going to take a look at the exterior first and then move on into the interior. So first things first, let's take a look at the side over here with the bay windows. So we have two big bay windows on either side of the house. Now what this does for a small house like this, it lets in a lot of the outside so it doesn't feel as claustrophobic on the inside of the house. So having these nice large windows gives the house a cool look, as well as functioning as, something that's going to make your house look good in the end. As for the roof here, we have solar panels. Of course, I love using this on modern houses. I think it adds for a nice little touch and adds a little bit of detail to the roof. Moving around to the back, you can see a lot of the shape that I'm using in this build. Even at the back, the plain wall, we're just adding a bunch of different color, but with the dark oak planks and dark oak slabs, and using the gray concrete going around just adds for so much shape. And finally, coming back to the front, you see I've done a little cool thing with the lantern and just giving a little bit of a nice little cozy feel to this modern house. I don't want it to feel like you wouldn't feel welcome to this house. I want it to feel friendly, and I feel like the lantern does a great job of doing that, as well as having a little flower pot off to the side here. As for the interior, I didn't do much in here because there wasn't a lot of room, but I did try to incorporate a little cozy heater or fireplace. Not necessarily a fireplace because it's not supposed to be actual fire. It's supposed to be like one of those electronic fires, or for show pretty much, but it could give off heat because there's heat in the house. So it's just to resemble that, again, that cozy feeling that I'm going for with this house. Also utilizing carpet on top of end rods. As for little lights, I think this works really well. And then we have a nice little closet area with a bed off to the side over here. All right, so let's actually start off with actually building this build. So as you can see, it doesn't look terrible with without shaders. So yeah, definitely not terrible, and still looks really, really good. So let's start off with doing 5 blocks across with white concrete, just like this. Then coming back 1 block, just like so. And then building up 2, just like that. And then extending out 1 and crossing over like that. Next, we're going to do 5 blocks on top of here. And this will mark the top of your house, just like so. So you want to make sure that you have this shape. Then we're going to extend this by 3 blocks. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way back, all the way up to the top here. And once again, we're going to do the same thing, like this. But for this front part, we're going to punch out a 2-block gap for a doorway later on. The next step is we're going to add some dark or gray concrete, not dark, I guess dark concrete, but gray concrete works too. So we're going to do this just like so, going all the way up. Next, we're going to add some white concrete right here, kind of floating above. I know it's kind of weird because this is where our window is going to go, but then we're going to connect all this up together and put in our glass right here. So white stained glass, connecting all of this up. just like so, all the way to the very end. And you can also put in glass where the other window is as well. And make sure to also fill in the top of your roof right here. Next, we're going to actually lay out our dark oak planks. So this is how this is going to go. We're going to build all the way up to the top here, go all the way across just like so. Then we're going to build dark oak planks, building up on the back here to connect up with our top portion. Then we're going to come over to this side window and put in some dark oak slabs. We're also going to extend this across to this height right here and then go up one just like that. So let me do that again for you. So right where this slab is, we're going to look across and then just go boop, 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 and then one on the top half of that for these ones. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, just like this, extending this all the way through and then building up just like that. You can also put in your lantern or make a room for your lantern. That's where your lantern is going to go, right underneath these slabs right here. All right, and there you go. It's pretty much, that's it. Not too bad, but I'm going to show you guys some little tips and tricks that are going to help you guys improve your exterior of your house. So, and we're also going to work on the interior as well. Since this is kind of a smaller build, we can also do the interior together as well. So let's work on that right now. So I like to add a little slab here as for like a little holder later on. As you can see, I did over here for a little flower pot as well. We'll grab a door, we'll grab a pressure plate, we'll also grab that as well. So there we go. So what I like to do here where our doorway is, add some white concrete, and then once we walk in, I'm going to add a nice dark oak floor. So just like so. You can add whatever floor you may desire. So just like that. Now I did something quite interesting in that inside of the house. See where we have this weird dark oak plank right here? Well, that's just because this is where our lantern goes. And I like to have the lantern hang down. It gives kind of a cool little, I don't know, a little effect there. You don't have to do that, but it's just what I like to do. Then what we're going to do is add in some, let me grab some stone real quick. So I'll add some stone underneath this little plank right here. And then I like to add some pressure plate and then an iron trap door and then a dark oak pressure plate on the inside as well. So as you can see, we do have this weird dark oak plank sticking through because of the lantern on the other side, as I was saying. So what I do is I basically just pillar up with a pillar just like that. You can extend this across, or you can just leave it like that. You can make another double one right over here. That way it kind of creates this room. So you actually have like separate rooms in the house. You can have this open like this, or you could go, you know, dark oak planks, you know, instead. I think I'm going to do that instead. I think that looks really nice. So yeah, and it kind of creates these nice little separate rooms, even though it's all one space. Kind of creates a nice little living quarters for you. So jumping back to the outside here, we're going to grab ourselves some oak leaves as well. And you can add some really cool little gardens just by doing some little, you know, just using andesite and some stone as like a border, just for your little area here. And it kind of creates a nice little effect for your little garden area, and it's kind of nice. So you can do that. And then what I like to do, let's see what I did over here actually. So I use some coarse dirt. You can use coarse dirt, you can use podzol, and it kind of acts as like some sort of mulch. I like to use coarse dirt. I think it looks kind of neat and adds for a nice little effect. So you can grab yourself some flowers as well. So I'm gonna grab some purple flowers, some lilac. I like using like flowers that have the two tall flowers as well, because it, you know, just creates for a nicer effect and looks really nice. So we'll grab some daisies here and we'll add in those a little bit, some of those just like so. And yeah, you can just add in some flowers. You can add in some bushes here and there just to give it that nice little effect. And then also grabbing maybe some ferns and some grass as well. Not putting too much because it is a garden and you typically don't want grass and ferns in gardens. But it just adds for another little plant in there. Kind of breaks it up. So pretty cool. What you can do is you can add some just random oak leaves just around the build, just like this. Kind of creates for a nice little, just adding a little bit of color throughout the build. Also, make sure to add in some solar panels to the top of your house and switch them to the night mode, because that really creates that nice little solar panel effect that we all love with these modern houses. So that's another little exterior detail you can also add to give your build a little bit more. All right, so now moving on into the interior of the build. So what you can do here, I like to do, is where this dark oak pillar is on the outside, you have enough room to actually be able to incorporate a little fireplace design. So I like to take this out, place in white concrete all the way around, and underneath this dark oak plank pillar, I like to place in a smooth quartz stairs because it kind of matches the white theme that we have going on. And in this little cubby hole, place down a campfire just like that, and it kind of creates this very subtle yet very useful little modern fireplace design. Now again, this is just for show. It's not supposed to have like a chimney or anything. It's like supposed to be one of those modern fireplace designs. And you can grab some black stained glass and just add that in there, and it kind of creates this nice little effect that I really like. Now you can get rid of this wood if that does bother you. You can try and get rid of that and whatnot, but yeah, I just kind of live with it. Or you can potentially add in well, I guess you can't do that either, but it just acts for a nice little design, and I really like it. So really, really cool. And it's it's not, again, not supposed to be functional, but it's just supposed to act as like a little just sort of warm kind of feeling fireplace design. You can also add in some white concrete in the front of it to also give it a little bit of it feels more like a fireplace. What I like to do in this corner, you can either add like an ender chest or something, bookshelves, regular chest. You can add bookshelves and chests just like that. Or you can also do this really cool trick that I like to do, is place an end rod upside down, and then with the new end rod gray texture, it acts as like a little cool little lamp just like that, and it also gives off light at the same time. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to add some little chests just like that. Just adding a little bit more. Adding an end rod going across to act as like a little light bar. I'm also going to add in a little bed over here and potentially putting a little bit of carpet around. So just like this. Adding this, nice terracotta kind of gives a nice pattern to the carpet instead of just using normal, regular old wool. This kind of works really well. So you can add some really nice detail into your floor in a very small space. So just going like this, if I can get it right, it kind of works out pretty cool. So we can also grab a armor stand as well, just to act as like a little closet area / coat hanger area, which is really cool. And also you can add a slab in just to add as like a little shelving unit or something like that. And I'm also going to add in some dark oak trapdoors and also some dark oak signs. There we go. We'll add one to the end of the bed there, and we can also add one off to the side. You can also add a bookshelf with another little end rod. So just like this. Once again, I think this will work. Yeah, just like that. And there you go. So you got a nice little nightstand over there with some books to read and all that fun little stuff. So you can see, just in this nice little space, we have a lot of different things going on. And that's it. It's not really that hard. I know, this was a very small build, but it kind of helps you guys get an idea of how to build the modern style. If you haven't built it before, it kind of gives you a little bit of inspiration and also a little bit of ideas in this small little build, which I think is really nice. It works as a nice small starter home, and all around, I give this house a 10 out of 10. I think it's one of my favorite houses that I've done. Sure, again, it's small, but not every great build has to be a big, amazing build. It can be, within the little confines of a chunk. It's not that big at all, and it works really, really well. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure, if you did, to hit that like button, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel for more tutorials just like this one. I got a lot of tutorials coming up, guys. I have a house behind me. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's pretty cool. It's going to be a rustic style home. It's going to be awesome. So be subscribe, turn notifications on, and get ready, because there's going to be more tutorials coming. And yeah, that's going to do it. As always, guys, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you guys next time.